Hello, my name is Paul Priestley and welcome to arttutorialsonline.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to paint a very simple pot. So let's make a start. Right, for the purposes of this demonstration I'm using the following colours. Phthalo blue, permanent green, titanium white, burnt umber, yellow ochre and cadmium red. I'm going to do the pot in a blue and green colour. It's going to be a blue and green pot. Okay, let's make a start. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is simply to outline the pot. I'm basically going to draw the pot in paint. So, I'm just going to use the blue paint. I'm just getting my hand in swings. So, nice oval shape. Little curve either side, like that. And just sweep that across underneath. Okay, so we've got a basic oval shape. Might just adjust that slightly. Okay, now to get the sides of it, what you need to do is to use your compass, your wrist. And I'm going to do this. I'm putting my hand here, I'm holding the paintbrush quite some distance back, about down here, and I'm just going to sweep around with my curve, okay, like that. So I've got this nice curved shape. Now, to do the other side of the pot would be difficult doing this, so I'm simply going to turn the painting upside down. Then I put my hand in exactly the same place and I do my nice sweep. So that you should end up with an oval shape. You may need to do some adjustments. Looks. You see my pot now is one curve, one side, so I'm simply going to adjust that. I'm going to come down here and my pot's going to come out slightly more or less symmetrical. If it's not absolutely perfect, it's not a major problem. Curve the bottom of the pot, you've got here. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to imagine that light is coming from one direction. We're going to bring it in from this direction. And I'm going to start imagining the lights from here. Now, if the light's coming in this direction, the inside of the pot here is going to be dark, but the outside is going to be light. So, the inside of the pot I'm going to paint quite dark. And I'm going to stop about there. I'm going to do the same on the other side, but this time, because the light's coming this way, this side is dark. I'm just going to sweep across here this time. I'm sweeping across in this direction. Once I've done that, I'm going to blend the side of the pot. Now I'm getting the brush strokes to follow the shape of the pot. So for example, I'm sweeping across here. I'm now going to bring these brush strokes down in a slightly curved motion. So imagine that I'm running my hand down the side of the pot. Now you'll notice I'm just simply bringing all these lines down, as you can see. I'm going to keep doing that until I get halfway down the pot. Now when I get to the middle of the pot, I'm just going to make my lines go almost straight. As I come over here now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to clean my brush, but I am going to start dipping in the green. I'm going to blend the two together, as you can see here. So I'm just now going to keep using more and more green. So I'm coming along here now, you see. But this time my curves begin to curve in the opposite direction. And I just keep adding more and more green. Now, as you're working across here, you see as we get to the side here, I can come right down the far edge then and bring it right down here. So now it's nice. And you can see now, because my brush strokes are coming round, it's suggesting as I get to the middle here, I'm going to get a curve. And I might take a little bit of green and just go over this now and blend it into the blue. Here you can see it's got a slightly greenish tone over here. This is picking up all the brush strokes you see here. Okay, now do the same the other side. And I'm putting the green on this side of my pot. And I'm dragging it over the blue. And I take the green on the other side of my pot here, you see, and I do the same thing. I drag it over my green. And you can see how my pot now is beginning to look a little bit more three-dimensional. I could darken this a little bit as well here, because darken that in there, and this in here a little bit. I may come down here and just darken this little bit here as well. We've got our basic pot shape, as you can see. We'll paint the background now. And I'm going to choose a lighter tone. I'm going to put a fairly lightish tone around here. Now I'm just going to block this in for the moment. I'm not going to do, there we go. Now just blocking in this area here. I may decide that I need to do a little shadow at the bottom just to put our picture in context. So I'm just going to take a little bit of dark blue, but also a little bit of the yellowish tone that I'm using here. And I'm just going to bring a line out the bottom here and about there, and just go round in an oval shape. Let's bring that out just to give it something on which to sit on. See the idea? I may also decide that we're going to take my brush strokes in a slightly different direction here and correspond across here. And I'm just going to come around my little curve here, just block this in fairly lightly to start with. And then I'm going to just blend this softly down at the edges here. That's just going to put a little bit more of my lighter tones around here. I just block that in across here. I think I might decide to make my background colour just a little bit more interesting. I might put a touch of shadow over here. I'll just pop bits around here, and as we're coming around the top of my pot, around here, this area quite light, because I want light to focus this side here. Quite light over this side. There we go. And I think what we may do is to darken the side a little bit on the other side. Brown tone here, we'll just make this slightly darker this side. There we go. Okay. Right. There's just a couple of little things to finish off. That is to put a highlight on. Now, if you're going to highlight your pot, it's a very difficult thing to do this. You need to be concentrating and very, very careful. If you watch this, I'm going to put my brush on like that, and I'm just going to flick it and leave it. You see, it's quite simple really. Okay? Just do it. Don't go back and paint over it. So if you take the same thing again, might do one this way, and just put a little spot here, put the brush on, and just drag it and leave it. You might just round that off a little bit. You see the idea? So you can put a few little highlights on. I might have another one here, perhaps. Depends what's reflecting. But try to get the highlights to follow the form, follow the structure of your piece. If you wish just to finish the piece off, a little darker over here, just flicker those around, and possibly a little darker across the bottom there. Okay, well that's very simply is how you might do a very simple pot. Remembering that what you need to do is try to get the brush stroke to follow the shape, so you're curving this way, straight down here, curving the other way. Try to think about where the light's coming from. The light's coming in this direction, it's dark inside, dark here, light there, light on this side. You can then blend them in, doesn't matter which colours you use, and then to put a highlight on, simple flick with the brush. Make sure you remember to put a shadow at the bottom. You can maybe darken the shadow a touch down here, I think maybe, and just blend that background. If you want the pot to stand out, make the background light. Thank you for watching arttutorialsonline.com. I hope you've enjoyed the video. My name is Paul Priestley, and if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel and perhaps share the video with your friends. Thank you very much.